Moana explores the oceans at the start of the film, looking for others who share her connection to the sea. She finds a fragment of old relic that she believes was left behind by the individuals she has been searching for, just as she is beginning to lose hope that she would ever find anyone. After making the decision to return to her island, Moana is welcomed by her father and all of the other residents. Moana displays the relic to her younger sister Simea when she asks her what she has brought back for them, but the small girl is unimpressed. Moana takes her to the Cave of Ancestors to explain their family's wayfinding history in order to help her comprehend why it is significant. According to her, Moana found out in the cave that she was a wayfinder, just like the last great navigator, Taibusa, who claimed that before Maui captured Te Whiti's heart and forced their people to cease traveling, Taibusa wished to link their island to everyone on the ocean. He thought they would accomplish amazing things if they were all connected. Moana informs her sister that it is now her responsibility to carry on what he began as the next wayfinder. Simea informs Moana that in order for her to be with her forever, she should persuade Maui to carry out the assignment. Unbeknownst to them, Maui takes out for an unidentified location, where he encounters Matangi, the enforcer of the storm god Nal. Matangi is asked to open the island's gates by Maui, but she makes fun of him and asks if he will join Moana once more in order to defeat Nal. Matangi tells Maui that he can no longer shield Moana because she is already in the predicament with him, whether he likes it or not, when he attempts to act as though he doesn't care about her. A feast is held in Motunui to celebrate Moana's appointment as the new Tai. Following the celebrations, Moana takes the title of Master Navigator at the Kava ceremony, which is led by her father, Chief Tuialii. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning strikes the ceiling, and Moana is plunged into a vision. As Taibusa attempts to make his way through a fierce storm, she realizes that she is aboard a boat with him. Moana dives into the ocean after the powerful waves topple the boat, despite his best efforts. She discovers she is back in Motunui when she opens her eyes again later, although this time the island appears deserted. She starts to wonder where her people have disappeared, but Taibusa shows up behind her and warns her that if she does not connect the ocean people, this is what would happen to her people in the future. When Moana asks him how she can do that, he responds that a fire in the sky will lead her. He asserts that discovering Te Whiti's heart was only the first step, and that in order to rescue everyone, she must now locate the island known as Motunui. When Moana awakens, her family is hanging over her after Taibusa vanishes. Everyone is perplexed when she informs them that she needs to locate Motunui. A picture of the island is later shown to Moana and her family by one of the locals, who says it is an old island where the ocean's channels converged and united the people of the whole sea until it was lost and cursed. When Moana asks him how it was cursed, he tells her that the island was sunk to the bottom of the ocean and cursed by a power-hungry deity called Nal, who thought he would be stronger if he divided and crippled the people of the ocean. By repairing the waterway and uniting their people, their forefathers thought that arriving to the island of Motunui would lift Nal's curse. Suddenly, they hear noise coming from outside their hut. They find a meteor going by as they step outdoors. At this point, Moana understands that Taibusa had instructed her to pursue the flames. Although her mother informs them that she has been selected for this mission by her ancestors, her father immediately accuses her of pursuing a dead end. Simea becomes agitated as she hears Moana departing once again behind them. As Moana once again rescues their town from its impending catastrophe, their father tells her that he will look after her sister. Moana mulls over her options that evening and concludes she must follow the meteor. The next morning, Moana's mother is able to persuade her that she needs a crew to accompany her. To that end, she enlists Lodo, a local craftswoman who also built the canoe they would be sailing on, to join the crew. In order to get Kiki, their top farmer, to assist in growing food on the boat, she then speaks with him. Finally, she approaches a Maui billboard and asks him if he can assist her with the task once again. She encounters a kid called Maui in place of Maui, who is similar to him in strength and appearance. The crew is then put together, and Moana bids her family farewell before setting off on her quest to Motunui. Before departing, Moana convinces her sister that she won't perish and demonstrates to her that the water is their friend as it parted for them. With the promise of their reunion on the other side, Simea gives Moana a starfish. In contrast, Matangi's captive Maui hangs upside down well below the water, far from his hook. When Matangi arrives above him, his attempt to employ fish to help him reach his hook is unsuccessful. She asserts that she is unable to wait for Moana to come and save him. Everyone in the canoe finds it difficult to adjust to the powerful waves and sea creatures, so Moana tries to keep them all calm out on the ocean. To divert their attention, she chooses to perform a song, and it succeeds. The four of them keep following the meteor as the days become nights until it bursts one day. Moana first attempts to remain calm, saying that it could simply be part of the plan, but she begins to lose her cool as they start to lose control of the canoe. Lodo discloses that the sea is pushing them in the other way, despite her commands for Maui to utilize the oars and regain control of the canoe. Their canoe eventually stops spinning, thus this is short-lived. They get sight of something in the distance at this point. Maui and Ki believe they have arrived at Motunui and start to celebrate. But when Moana recognizes a sound, she yells and alerts her companions that the coconut pirates known as Kakamora have encircled them. The Kakamora start to move away just as she believes they are about to attack. Behind them, another ship is abruptly swallowed by a gigantic monster clam that suddenly opens up. With a swift motion, Moana flips the boat around. She attaches the canoe to the Kakamora ship and pulls them to safety when she decides the current is too strong. This is short-lived, however, as the Kakamora strike them with darts, rendering them immobile. When the pirates seize control of their canoe, they communicate using coconuts, which Maui deciphers. According to him, Kakamora Island and Motunui are in the same sea, and their ancestors were cut off from their homes when Nal split the water to weaken the sea people. But they battled, and when they eventually managed to return, they encountered the enormous monster clam, which led them to conclude that they would always be apart. They have merely been attempting to get home. Moana understands. She therefore consents to the pirates' request for her assistance in defeating the monster clam. They agree to assist her in locating Motunui in exchange. Lodo devises a fantastic scheme, asserting that they can fight the enormous monster by using the poison. The whole crew then enters the enormous clam, but they soon lose control of the canoe once again. Everyone is not rescued until Kotu, a coconut pirate, leaps into the boat and applies the poison to the clam. They tumble into Matangi's cave as Kotu breaks the rope connecting the canoe to the Kakamora ship, just before the clam sinks. They also discover Maui tethered there, much to Maui's joy. Maui discovers that Moana is absent at the other end once he is let free. When Moana awakens, she is alone herself, but this is short-lived since Matangi soon appears in front of her. Matangi says she wants to assist Moana in getting to Motunui, since she has also been imprisoned by Nal. After bringing Maui and the rest of the crew back together, she assists Moana in opening the gates so they may leave her domain. Maui informs Moana that Nal is too strong and that she and her crew would perish out on the ocean. At that moment, they saw a monster that Nal sends their way. Moana soon realizes that Maui was correct and that they may not be suitable for the assignment as the monster assaults. Moana almost dies as the monster flips their boat over, but Maui saves him just in time. The group soon discovers that they are stuck on a secluded island in the middle of nowhere. Moana starts to lose hope as Lodo shows her their broken boat, saying that she is knocked down just when she believes she has everything under control. Maui tells her, nevertheless, that she has already rescued everyone and can do it again. Inspired to locate Motunui once again, Moana starts working with Maui to devise a strategy. They inform everyone that Moana and the other members of the gang will enter when they sail through the center of Nal's storm, and he uses his hook to lift the island. When the plan was eventually put into action, Maui changed into a hawk and flew into the storm while Moana and the crew attempted to escape being destroyed by it. Maui joins them in the canoe as they battle to reach the center safely, allowing them to devise a different strategy. Moana informs them that Nal is pursuing the humans because he believes that defeating them would make him stronger. For this reason, she tells Maui that they must try again. When Maui gets to the middle, he tries to draw the island up with his hook. Lodo constructs a new sail for the canoe in the meanwhile, which keeps them safe from the storm. However, when Moana witnesses Maui being struck by lightning and falling into the water, things take a turn for the worst. Moana leaps back into the water, knowing they have no other option, and touches Motunui. She is also struck by Nal's lightning at that very time. As Nal's curse starts to lessen, the storm outside goes away. Maui goes into the water to look for Moana after realizing she is gone when he regains consciousness. He discovers her unconscious and starts to weep because he fears she won't wake up. As they assist Moana in regaining consciousness, he suddenly learns that they are encircled by the ghosts of every past wayfinder. She gets a tattoo of a wayfinder. She and Maui both drag Motunui out of the water using their newly acquired abilities. They see how the ocean's pathways join the oceans. Shortly thereafter, everyone observes as others go to the island. A party is thrown in her honor when Moana, Maui, and the crew return home a few days later. As the film comes to a close, Tamato, the enormous crab from the world of monsters, joins Nal in his quest for vengeance against Moana, just as he is about to execute Matangi for assisting Moana. And the story ends with this.